Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about product positioning. So basically, how do we make our product stand out from the rest? There are different strategies that marketers use. Sometimes they use more than one to try and make their product stand out from the competition. So what makes theirs different from everybody else? So there's different strategies that they could use. So think about a grocery store aisle. How do we position our product to stand out? When the grocery store aisle looks like this and it's colorful and bright and there's all these brands that are jumping out at you, how do you pick a brand? How do consumers know which one to pick? How do we make ours the one that they want to have? So there's different strategies to use. So we're going to talk about a few. The first one is making your product stand out from the crowd by making it a little bit different than everybody else, to create a perception of the product, making your product stand out, making it different. So, for example, Coca-Cola did it a while ago where they put people's names on their Coke bottles, and then they had commercials that was like, buy a Coke for Michelle. And then recently, Snickers has created a new packaging where they've actually put words on their chocolate bars. Instead of Snickers, it'll say something like goofball or feisty, princess, grouchy, sleepy. And it goes with their whole brand marketing of you're just not yourself when you're hungry, have a Snickers. Right? So if you're looking at all of the candy bar aisle, the chocolate bar aisle at the grocery store, and you see Twix and you see Caramilk and you see O. Henry, but then you see these Snicker ones with something like goofball written on it or cranky written on it, that's kind of funny, stands out, a little bit different, so you might buy it just for that reason. So one of the ways that a company could make them stand out and make themselves different than everybody else is the idea of benefit positioning. So benefit positioning is adding an added benefit to your product to make it different than everybody else. So a long, long time ago, we used to have to use bottle openers to open a bottle of Coca-Cola, to open a beer. So they came out with all of these different bottle openers in order to be able to open different kinds of bottles. But then a company came up with the idea of the screw-on twist-off bottle cap. So you can see the guy right here. Now we can just, and the Coca-Cola bottles, Pepsi bottles, all of those have these twist-off bottle caps now. So you've got the benefit when you are the first one to do it, but that benefit is lost when everybody else now starts using that exact same benefit. You could do target positioning. Now, this one's really tricky. This is when you focus on a specific target market, and you're only focusing on that market. So, you know what? Maybe Facebook started out by trying to get the younger market, but the problem with that is that target markets are really unpredictable. So what's popular today might be out tomorrow. So, for example, Facebook no longer popular with the teen market, right? But they're still doing well with an older market. But we can think about that for other products as well. If you focus your target market or your product solely on a very specific target market, as soon as they no longer like that product or it's not cool anymore or it's out, your product isn't going to be on the top of their minds anymore. So you have to figure out a way to transition with that target market, find another target market. So maybe target positioning isn't going to be the one that you do consistently or always, but it might be one that you try out. Price positioning. So this is when you have to decide, is my product going to be positioned price-wise as the most expensive? So we're going to make our product to be seen as higher quality. We're going to be seen as more distinguished. We're going to be the, if you buy it, you are a certain type of, you have a certain type of wealth or something like that. Or you could do it the other way around. We're going to make our product the cheapest one so that when people are looking at the store and they're looking, okay, what kind of plastic fork am I going to buy? I could buy the one that's, $10 for 25 forks, or I could buy the one that's $1 for 25 forks. Which one am I going to buy? Well, I'm going to just throw it out in the end. So I'm going to buy the $1 ones. So you can either position your product as the cheapest and try and get people to buy that because it's the cheapest. Or you can position it as the most expensive to make it seem exclusive. there can be a downside to that. Some companies will use their product to discourage customers that they don't want. So Abercrombie and Finch is a really good example of this one because they priced their products so that it was too expensive for, somebody in the lower tax bracket. So somebody who's not making as much money to be able to buy. And they positioned themselves that way. They also said that they didn't want people, or women mostly, who were a certain size to buy their product. They wanted to keep it exclusive for young, underweight or like thin people or athletic people to buy, and they didn't want anybody else to buy. And that was a huge, huge mistake that they made, because then there was this big backlash where people said, hey, wait a second, I liked your product, but I don't want to be seen as, it's too offensive. So then they started giving away their products. The customers put their products in the Goodwill bins, or they gave them to the homeless on the streets, and they started this campaign, Too Poor for the Shirt, as a backlash for the idea of Abercrombie and Finch saying that they are too good for certain people to wear their products. Another way that you can position yourself is through distribution. So you need to find a unique way to get your product out to people. So Amazon did this. They were like, you know what? We don't need to have a store. We're going to make our product cheaper because we don't have to pay for retail space. We don't have to pay for employees to work in the retail store. Instead, we're going to just have a warehouse, and people are going to be able to buy it, and we're going to ship it to people. So that is an interesting way of doing distribution and unique. Another example is Jones Soda. Jones Soda said, we are going to be only available in certain places. So you can buy Jones Soda in Starbucks, for example. So they were saying, you know what, you can't, buy us everywhere. We're going to be very exclusive, and we're going to, nobody else can sell our or can sell soda. So Starbucks can't sell Coca-Cola. They're not allowed to sell Pepsi. They can only sell Jones Soda. So that's the way they positioned themselves in the market. Service positioning is the last one we're going to take a look at. So this is when you offer a service to your customers that might be different than your competitors. So for example, having your grocery store open 24 hours a day, or your fitness gym open 24 hours a day. This is an added service to your store, to your outlet. Another example would be if you're a hair salon that has a cappuccino station, or if you're a company that offers installation support. So you know what? You buy a new dishwasher, you buy a new refrigerator, we're going to offer to install that for free when our competitors don't. Well, who would you rather hire, or where would you rather buy your dishwasher? Would you rather buy it from a place that's going to install it for free? Or would you rather go somewhere where you're going to have to figure out how to get it home and figure out how to install it by yourself? So that's a way that a company or product can position themselves to be more favorable than their competition, is by adding that little extra something. All right, so that's the PowerPoint for today. Don't forget to take down your notes. And this is important to understand for when you're going to do your own product and you're going to do your final performance task. You're going to need to think about how are you going to position your product. Have a great day, everybody.